I had a student that came to me today and was saying that he was thinking about majoring in biology because he liked that as well. I wanted to kind of address two different things. One, the idea of double majoring, and if you recommend that. And then two, undergraduate versus graduate film. If you think that maybe a student like that, because he still wants to do film, would it be best to do a double major? Would you recommend, yes, do film first, or maybe do film graduate program? We could start here, USC.
There are certain programs that you could double major in. Biology would be one of them. Actually, we have students who are majoring in the sciences as well as film. We actually prefer that because it brings a different perspective into their work. I talked earlier about the well-rounded students, so that's where we're looking for students to take classes outside of our school. So, I think that's great if he wants to do it. And if you think of how does that translate into film, turn on the TV and how many medical shows do you see? How many forensic science shows do you see? There's sciences in every form of visual media out there. So there is a place for those kinds of people. As far as undergrad versus grad, that's a personal decision. What I would recommend that the student talk to both schools and get their input. And I know a lot of parents often want to push their student to get what they call a normal degree, undergrad degree. It feels safer. I don't know right now if any degree is safe. They're all tough. An undergrad degree in biology is not going to guarantee a job. You're most likely going to have to go get a master's degree anyway. So, my advice always is to explore both options. Look at the end outcome. Look at the job market where you think you might go with it. I certainly have students who start thinking that they're going to be an undergrad in film, and then will get accepted to another school, go to that school, get an undergrad degree in a liberal arts, and then come to grad school. That works too. It just depends on your timing. What I will tell you is don't spend money going to an undergrad film program and then a grad film program, from my opinion. We have undergrads in our program that say, I want to go to the grad program too. And it's like, well, why would you? If you've got a good undergrad degree in film, you should be working. That's my opinion. And you'll hear that from our faculty as well. So doubling up doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It may in other schools. CalArts might be one of them, where you take it to a higher art level or art form. Our programs aren't structured like that. So.
To talk about double majoring, you can't double major at CalArts. Our programs are very rigorous, and we want you to really stick to the art medium that you are studying. So if you're interested in program film video, you're interested in program film video. You can take classes in other programs. I was a film directing student. I took 2 classes in the School of Art for printmaking. I took a dance class. I made a fool of myself, but I had a lot of fun doing it. So you could definitely do that, and you can minor in our School of Critical Studies, which is our academic school. So you can minor in writing, in social sciences, math and sciences. To talk about undergrad versus graduate film school, I was that undergrad student who studied biology and English and was supposed to be a doctor like a good Korean boy and did not do it.
There you go.
And had to talk to my parents about wanting to go to film school. And I wasn't ready. Out of high school, I wasn't ready to commit to film. Film seemed more like a hobby, and I wanted to take classes in film. I wanted to make film in college, but it wasn't until I took a couple production classes at Brown where I realized, this is more than just a hobby. This is a calling. I want to do this. So if you're not sure, coming into a direct entry program like the program in film and video at CalArts might be a little iffy. Mm-hmm. But if you are sure, if this is what you want, do it. It takes a lot of effort to be a filmmaker, and if you're doing it kind of unsure, it's not going to work out for you. But if you're really committed to it, and if you want to get that BFA in film, get it, and I promise you'll enjoy the experience.
Thank you.
As to the question of can you double major at UCLA, if you are A film major, no, you cannot do a double major, but you can do a minor. We have tons of minors. I brought these really nice UCLA brochures with all of our majors and our minors. In fact, we have a film minor as well. So if you don't get accepted to the film major, if you're at UCLA and you don't get accepted to the film major, you could do the film minor. Also, if you are a student at UCLA, you can participate in our film internships. So we have internships at Sony Studios, various television and film studios. So you have tons of opportunities available to you, even if you're not in the film major. As to the question of, should you do the undergraduate film major and then go on to our graduate program? I will say it's very rare for students who do our undergraduate film degree to go on to our graduate program. If a student decides to go on to a graduate program, more often than not, they might go to a different program just to have a different experience. However, we have students in our film graduate programs that do not have an undergraduate background in film. You don't have to have an undergraduate degree in film to be accepted to our graduate program in film. We've had some students with a background in engineering who have subsequently began our graduate program in film. And you don't have to have filmmaking experience to get into our graduate program. We have some students that come to the program right out of undergrad, and we have some students who take off several years and then come to our graduate program. So, for sure.
At Long Beach, you can double major, you can minor. I can think of students in our program right now double majoring in film and German, film and social work, film and psychology. I think it's great. It just gives you more specialized knowledge in another area. And when I have new students come in at the beginning of the year for our mixer, I tell them all in an audience like this, I say, films need to be about something. And the last thing we need are students in film school making films about being in film school. 10 years ago, I used to say, so go take chemistry class, make a film about the periodic table, something like that. And then lo and behold, Breaking Bad came out.
Yeah. That's cool.
Periodic table right there in the opening credits. So anyway, yeah, I think it's just a wonderful opportunity, double majoring and minoring.
And Chapman.
You can double major in most things at Chapman. For our BFA programs, which are pretty much all of our majors except public relations, screenwriting, and film studies. Everything else is BFA, so there is more credits and more classes you're expected to take. So those would probably be a little more difficult to double major in just because your course load is strong, and especially in the film area, you're spending most of your spare time in an editing suite or on set. But there are students that do, are very passionate about another major and can double major. And minors are also a big thing for us. Minors are kind of a part of our GE program. So if you do a minor, it satisfies part of your general education. So we are, again, like we've kind of talked about, we're really big about you taking classes in other areas and having that kind of interdisciplinary student experience, and that you are taking classes in other areas and you really can kind of explore areas outside of just your major, which is definitely important. And the grad versus undergrad, same thing. A majority of our undergrads do not go to our graduate program unless they totally change what they wanted to do, or if they want to go on, to higher education to teach or something like that, we'll see it. But yeah, most of our students are coming from either having a career kind of change in the middle of their life and deciding to come back to film school, or doing an undergrad that wasn't as production heavy and are coming to grad school to want to do that. So again, you can come at it either way, and I think I would definitely stress that, yeah, if you're not 100% committed to wanting to do that as an undergrad, you really do have to be dedicated and passionate to spend the hours upon hours that you do in that craft. So, it's another option to look at, but I think it just depends on where you are in your life and what you kind of want to do. So.